Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 23 of the Evently Live Chat Show. Today, we're going to have an interesting episode. We invited Matthew De Giorgio, who is the managing director at Gianpula Village, and we'd like to discuss everything that has happened with this year and even how they're going about operation, how they're surviving and getting out of 2020. And we do hope that this show today will be interesting to all the people that love to go to Gianpula Village and all other business entrepreneurs that are in the same situation, all in the events industry. As always, I'm going to be your host for today. My name is Alberta. I do hope you guys enjoyed the show. Please, if you have any questions, comments, you've worked with Matthew, you've done events at Gianpula, please do let us know. Even if you've postponed events, you want to put your voice out there, we want to know and we'll be able to discuss with you also. In the meantime, I am going to invite Matthew in. So let's give him a big hello.
Hey,
Hi, Matthew.
how are you?
Good,
Okay.
thanks. And you?
Good, very good, very good. Can't complain.
Super, super, super. So first off, I'd like to thank you for accepting the invitation on our show today.
Likewise, thank you.
Super. I would like to kick off with just a bit of an introduction, like who is Matt, and how you started in the event industry and even how you came about with Gianpula Village.
Sure, I'm 37 years old. I've actually been in the industry for now 19 years.
Okay.
I started at the age of 18.
Yes.
Gianpula has been open now. It would have been open for 40 years.
Okay.
So obviously, it was started in 1980 from with my parents, my mother and my father. And it was at the time just the main Gianpula area. Then obviously started to take it over. I started to evolve the village as we know it of today. I started in the UK for 5 years. I was actually in the cadet force for a year.
Really?
Yes,
cool. Some fun facts about Matthew today.
That's basically it.
All right. Okay. I mean, is there a story behind the actual name? Like, how did you come up with the name Gianpula?
Yeah, the name, basically, the area has always been called Gianpula, but the land was of two individuals, basically Gianni and Paola, and then the name became Gianpula because of John. Yes,
Interesting.
correct.
Interesting.
Yes, not many people know of it, to be fair.
No, but everybody does know Gianpula in Malta and
Yes,
even in
correct.
Gozo.
Correct.
I mean, you guys have built you've built quite a name for yourselves, and even I'd like to ask how you guys came about the concept of the village with the different sections.
Basically, when I took it over and I was 18, obviously it was only one nightclub at the time, and my vision was to create an entertainment nightclub village. And over the years, every year or two, we started to develop and we started to open up various different nightclubs, because the aim was a client can come here and have a choice, an open air choice from going to different Johns, from one club to another, from basically just crossing the road.
Yes. Okay. So you're basically catering for different types of events because you have the main area, correct? There is.
There are 11 venues today. There are four indoor venues, and then we have the rest all outdoor venues. I mean, we were doing events from techno to house to reggae to commercial, to all forms of different 80s, 90s music, classics, different forms of genres throughout.
It's true. It's true. And you also have a really cool venue at the bottom. Is it called the Vault?
The Vault, yes, the Vault.
Yes.
The Vault.
All
That
right.
was a place where, in the past, animals were kept.
Okay.
Before they were going to get slaughtered up the road. That's how, obviously, that's what the area was used for. Yeah.
Atla.
Back in the day, yes.
All right, interesting. But you guys have really refurbished it extremely well. I did actually view it once with somebody that works it. It's beautiful.
Thank you very much. Yeah, well, basically, I mean, last year I think we're ranked 57 or 56 across the world The aim in the next 5 years, the aim is to be in the top 20 of the world. We won't stop, we won't give up, and we'll keep investing and keep making the product to an international level that we should have.
Amazing, amazing. Well done on that, not just to you, but the whole team that is working with you. I am going to go on to the next question that I had for you on the agenda today. And it's basically with regards to COVID-19. I mean, 2020 has been an extremely difficult year for everyone. But you as an entertainment location, I'm sure has been 10 times harder. I don't know if you can explain to us how difficult it's been.
To be fair, in March, it was a very big shock to us. I mean, in March, we couldn't accept it. We couldn't accept the fact that we don't know if we're going to restart. We did restart for a short period of time in July, but we never obviously thought we were going to restart. And the hardest thing about it is we don't know, well, at the time, we didn't know when we were going to restart the business.
Yes.
Which even mentally is very strenuous on yourself and even the staff. The staff obviously don't know if they're going to have a job tomorrow. The industry at the moment, I mean, there's, just to give you an idea, in the arts and entertainment, there's 5,000 people in the entire industry. And obviously a lot of people don't know if they're going to remain
Exactly.
because they might not be able to make it till when things restart. So it's been very difficult for us, but we're we're more and more optimistic as the days go by. We haven't stopped with our maintenance because we keep feeling that the product can only get better. We can't stop maintaining the project, and hopefully we restart ASAP and we're off to go. We're not going to. There's no way we're going to stop.
Very good, very good. And it's nice to see that instead of, just closing and just waiting, but you're actually going in and making things better so you can come out with an even bigger bang when everything comes back to normal.
For sure.
Which is hopefully going to be very soon. Because
I'm convinced we're going very soon. Obviously, with the vaccine coming out, it will obviously help everyone get back to a form of normality. And that's what we need and that's what we're waiting for.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, give or take, how many employees do you have in and out in Gianpula?
It depends. Are you saying full-time or part-time? And for example, when you look at the project when we're operating on a Saturday night, we're looking at around 100 employees.
Okay. Wow.
Yes, that's most of them are part-timers. Full-timers we only had eight people at the time. But when you look at when you're operating the actual village all at once, you're looking at around 100 employees.
Of course. And I did want to ask this because realistically, as a person coming to an event, you don't really know the work involved, to get the show on the road at the end of the day on just one event, let alone if you have multiple events happening at the same time on a Friday and on a Saturday.
Yes, very correct. But obviously, at the end of the day, that's why we wanted to just keep on getting the project bigger and bigger, making the venues better, making the venues obviously bigger. And for that to happen, you need employment. You need to employ people, and obviously it takes a lot of people. And there's a hell of a lot of people behind me. I mean, without the people behind me, this project just does not take place.
Very true, very true. I do also want to point out, like, if anyone that works with you is watching the show, do give us a quick hello, we can put your face live, and just have a quick chat as well with you all. Matthew, I am going to transition to the next question for you.
Sure.
Again, it's been a difficult year. And as a business, what have you had to do to ensure that Gianpula Village is going to survive and thrive even after the pandemic passes now?
Yes, good question. The reality is we have to remain optimistic, but we have to adapt. We were trying to adapt, to be fair, with the new measures. With seated events in August. And in August, we did do seated events, obviously on a small scale. It's not easy. It's not easy to control people, but we had to find ways to adapt. Today, obviously, new measures came out, obviously restricting bars to certain times. You can't sell alcohol. I mean, bars have been shut now for another month. So obviously, we've basically put our projects for the ones we're going to do with seated events. We can't do them for now. But as I said to Alberta, we are convinced and we're very optimistic. We're going to return. We're going to return stronger. We believe people need entertainment mentally. they need to socialize. They can't just be stuck at home for the rest of for the rest of the year. They need to get out, and our business, I'm sure and convinced, that will be back and running ASAP.
For sure. I mean, we can already see, I mean, the Maltese, they love going out. They love enjoying their time out with their friends, with their family. We've seen it even with everything happening. People still wanted to meet up and go out, and try, at least socialize. We need the social interaction, especially when we're having such busy lives and such a fast-paced life. Everyone lives a very fast-paced life in Malta, but you also attract a good number of tourists, correct?
A lot of tourists. I mean, to be fair, a lot of people do come from abroad just for Gianpula Village as well. There are certain festivals that people come for the festival and the venue as well. So yes, the amount of tourists that we're hitting in a season were substantial, massive amounts.
Yeah.
And obviously, together with the Maltese, it creates a bigger conjunction of people together.
Yes, yes. And can you tell me maybe like some of the like big events that you've had to postpone, unfortunately, this year?
To be fair, Alberta, I just added a bit of a quick roundup. We had to cancel around 200 events.
Wow.
Yes, we had to cancel about 200 events. I mean, from small events, from club nights, from festivals, from private functions. I mean, big festivals, you have like World Club Dome, you have Glitch as well. It's a substantial amount, but we can't say looking back. We can't say looking at what we've lost. We just have to look at the future and look at what we're going to do to either adapt or restart.
Yes, yes. So basically, all these big events, such as Glitch, for example, I mean, I've been to Glitch, I believe, every year now. There, you're just planning and preparing to have an even bigger and better
Correct,
Glitch
yes.
in 2021.
Correct, yes.
Have you seen support from the people coming, even other businesses that are doing events with you and so?
Well, have we had support? I mean, support for sure. I mean, other event organizers are all in the same. They're all in the same boat. Some obviously are full time and some are part time. Obviously, the part timer ones have it easier because obviously they've got their full time somewhere else.
Covering them,
But
protecting
obviously,
them.
the full timers that there are. I mean, around, just to give you an idea, around 800 full timers in the entertainment sector, which is not a small amount.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, the government, when the government was helping out, he was helping out with the wage subsidies. Now, at the beginning, it was 710 euros. Now it's 510 euros.
I noticed.
Now, okay, 510 euros. I mean, it's not a massive amount. It helps, but it's not. It's not going to. A lot of people have loans nowadays, and this is a sector where the government is telling us to shut.
Yes, completely shut.
To be fair, I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, having wage subsidy for ourselves the same as, for example, a restaurant. I mean, I think it's a bit unjust. I mean, I think the reality is that the restaurants, some are doing well and some are not doing well. I agree. But I don't think it should be flat rate across the board. What I do know now is in the new budget, they are changing things up and they're only giving wage subsidies on the basis of your turnovers. So if, for example, we have a 30% less turnover compared to last year, which is obviously going to be 100%, we'll be getting the full subsidy.
Yeah.
Other places will be getting less. I still feel that the arts and entertainment sector, there should have been more help. I think there needs to be more help because some individuals are just not going to make it. They're going to have to find other work. And it's a shame because they've been their whole life. At the beginning, the arts and entertainment was not seen as like a full-time job. Now it is in the last 5, 6 years, 7 years. A lot of people have turned into full-timers for it. And this is when the government needs to give more and more help, especially in the time till we restart, because they're not going to carry on. They will just have to go into other work.
Definitely, definitely. And even we've seen surveys, for example, last time I did see a survey where they spoke with different restaurants. And for example, 23% might not even manage to survive till the end of this. But I haven't seen this for bars or for entertainment locations. And I mean, restaurants are still able to operate, but you guys, as of tomorrow, right?
Well, it's not about, as of tomorrow, yes, correct. A bar can't operate. But the biggest issue with the entertainment sector was that we, even in August, we had to find various ways to adapt. Other entities
Okay.
like restaurants did not need to adapt. They
As much.
to reduce the size of their area, as in that have less tables. But our sector had to adapt, and you can't really adapt in a nightclub. Okay, you can do a seated event like we're trying to do, but it's near to impossible controlling people after they have a few drinks. So it's very difficult for us to actually restart, as we obviously knew before.
Yes. Uh-huh. And with everything now currently being banned, are you looking into adapting to host different types of events?
Well, we did try to we're going to do, we did try to do a different type of events. One of them was the camping thing, the camping trip that we're
Yeah.
trying to do for this weekend. Unfortunately, with the new measures, we're cheesed off that obviously we're not going to be able to carry on going ahead with it, but we had to postpone. It's a project that I've always wanted to try and do. It came at the right moment, when we were a bit calmer, so we obviously thought of it more deeply. We
Yeah.
are not going to stop at it, and we are going to actually evolve it more when we restart, of having an actual proper area where people can come here, they can camp, they can club, and it can become like one whole entity together,
Amazing.
mixed together, which we're very
Amazing.
convinced and yes, we're really looking forward to obviously evolving it.
Very good, very good. I am going to put a comment up. Apologies. I'm going to put a comment up that we have here from Rene Hades. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing this correctly, but Rene Farrugia. Let's put it like that. So thank you, Rene, for your comment. Clubs we have been closed from March, especially the small ones where the crowd is limited. And yes, it's been difficult for everyone. Rene, thank you very much for your comment. Sorry.
I know I'm hearing you. I can hear you now.
Okay. All right. Okay. Did you want to comment on Rene's post?
No, I can feel for Rene. I mean, I don't know which club he's talking about, to be fair. But all clubs have been affected since March. I agree. Obviously, there was a short period of 6 weeks that we were able to restart. But it's a disaster everywhere, not just in Malta, to be fair. It's a disaster all over the world. And it's obviously the sector that's going to be hit the most.
Yes.
We knew this from day one.
Yes. Yes. All I can say is that we're in it all together, and we're there. We can help each other as much as we can try to get out of this, and come back to a new normal or come back early. He actually did put in another comment, the garage.
Okay.
The garage. Cool. Thank you, Rene, for watching, and thank you for your comment. If you have anything else that you'd like to tell us, put in while we're discussing, please do put them in. Matthew, I did want to ask you, since you've already brought up slightly the topic, perhaps you could explain exactly for our viewers, what is the camping trip Malta at Gianpula Fields?
Oh, the camping trip was basically an idea that we had thought of before, but we tried to put it together, and obviously we're not able to do it now because of the new measures. But what we wanted to do was people come here, they can camp, and then there are activities incorporated with the camping, where you have yoga at 6 a.m. sunrise, fitness sessions, you have cinema at night watching a film, you have the e-scooters, all put together. It's a project that I told you it's not going to sleep for us, and we're going to try and make it better when we restart. And I've got 100% confidence it's going to work for sure.
Amazing, amazing. This is actually a camping concept that I like, and I'm very weary on camping, but it's like an organized way of camping, sort of.
It's like an organized way of camping with obviously with activities.
Yes, yes. It's very cool. So I mean, good luck with everything, with planning it and bring it about. Do definitely let you know. I'd love to come and have a look when you guys have this up and running. I basically, what I've done is I've skipped a bit because you already started to introduce the camping trip, and I did want all our viewers to understand exactly what it is,
Okay.
especially for when it comes out. I'm going to go back to one of the questions that I had for you previously with regards to measures. Now, everyone has had to put in certain measures, and I'd like to see if you could explain a bit the measures that you have had to put in place to make sure that you've been compliant with all the COVID-19 government regulations issued.
To be fair, okay, when it comes to measures, the measures are usually the temperature, the sanitizing.
Yeah.
To be fair, Gianpula Village in the last, even before COVID, we also had our own private clinic, Gianpula Clinic on site.
Okay.
So it was already in place. But we're also trying to look into basically these body mist tunnels that sanitize people before coming into the venues.
Okay.
We're trying to invest in them, but obviously then the certain festivals that we were hoping would take place obviously did not take place. So it was something that we wanted to do alter what the government had asked for us to do. So
Even over and above,
yes, even
basically.
over and above, to show the general public that we're trying to do our utmost to keep people safe. Because at the end of the day, I understand people want to feel safe. Obviously, the health takes centership to everything at the end of the day. I mean, safety is first for everyone from us.
Yes, very good. So it's, if I understood correctly, a body mist. So what is it exactly? Like,
There were certain tunnels at the time, tunnels that throw a certain type of mist to
okay.
take away.
That's actually an extremely good idea, and I haven't seen them as in, it builds a certain trust. Something that I've noticed talking with different people, is, let's say, like, I want to go and eat out at a restaurant. There were times that you'd go and eat out at certain restaurants, and yes, they have 4 tables, but then after 2 hours, 3 hours, all of a sudden you have 6 tables next to you. So sort of people have become sort of, but should I go or not? So having something like this, you're feeling more confident. It's not just temperature and giving a bit of sanitizer in your hand, but
Correct. Yes. Correct.
we're taking care of it from top to bottom. I absolutely love it. Well done, Matthew. Well done to everyone again in your team. I can't even imagine how difficult it is, like waking up every morning and trying to be positive. And you are very positive. Every time I've spoken with you, you've always been looking forward and being positive to when everything passes. You're going to come back to normal, you're going to come out even bigger and better. And that is very, very difficult to do. And those are the people that survive. So this is beautiful to hear. I have another comment here for you from Renee, but I believe it's a bit long, so it won't fit on the screen for us. I'm going to read it out. In our case, where we cater for a niche market, metal, alternative rock, gothic, etc. So many live gigs, it's very hard to do seated events with all the work it involves, and maybe 40 people attending. We have had all the measures that were required in place from us. So yes, it is very, very difficult with every different type of event.
It's every type of event. To be fair, their sector, their type of niche is very hard. It's even harder. I mean,
Yes.
because there are some certain type of events, the sofa type of event, which is easier. In this case, René's case, it's near to impossible for him to go ahead with events. Yes, I agree.
Yes, and he has actually also added, also myself as a festival organizer with lots of foreigners visiting, this hit us bad too from a promoter side of the view, not to mention the artists themselves. Yes.
Of course, and that's why I feel that the situation they need to help out. I mean, they need to help more and more. The government needs to help more and more the arts and entertainment sector, for sure, because they're not going to survive. They're not going to survive if we just give 510 euros if someone is full time on it. There's no way.
Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, is there an association that gives a voice to artists and the entertainment industry?
There is a union that is, I believe, put forward 10 different options for government to help out, which, to be fair, do make sense. The options they're talking of. I mean,
Okay.
some of them I can mention because I was told about
Super.
them. Similar things to, for example, if we want to do a festival for 2021 in the summertime, and God forbid it doesn't exist, there's a certain fund that will help out. That will help out the promoter, venue owner, or whoever, with at least the amount of money that he forked out promoting the event,
Very
and
good.
promoting Malta to bring over tourists. That's just one of many.
Okay. Because of course, again, something that perhaps not everyone sees is there's a lot of cost involved prior, and you're actually receiving the revenue on the day of the event. But there's an insane amount of cost, especially when you're bringing perhaps artists from outside of Malta, where then you have flights and you have arrangements, and there's a lot in the middle that I don't think people really understand and see.
No, people have no idea the events sector how much money you need to fork out at all. I mean, there are some artists that have costed, just to give you an idea, 150,000 euros, just one artist.
Really?
It was about 5 years ago. I mean, remember, I think it was Avicii, cost about 100
Okay.
euros. And you don't make money on these things, you know what I mean? Some people, everyone's just thinking everyone's making loads of money from the events. You can do well, but at the end of the day, you need to risk. It's a very high risk industry, very high
Yes.
risk industry.
Yes, and some people just see, you have a ticket and a ticket entrance. You're paying 20 euros, 30 euros, and sometimes you even see, oh wow, how much it is, like 30 euros, 40 euros. Like if you go to events outside of Malta, like every time I've been to an event outside of Malta, I've never paid anything under 100 euros to be
Correct.
in an event. I don't think we fully understand it. Whereas outside of Malta, perhaps sometimes we see, which I'm not saying anything against anything in Malta, but sometimes perhaps there's slightly more not advanced, but taken care of. But they actually have the encouragement from the people coming where they're happy to pay the ticket of 100 euros because you know what you're going to get out of it. You're helping that promoter push, even buying the tickets much beforehand.
Yes, correct. I mean, unfortunately, there's a bit of a mentality over here that we don't really want to pay for an entrance ticket to enter a venue, which is very unfair because at the end of the day, you need to have ticket sales because the costs are so high. You can't just rely on beverage sales. You need
Exactly.
ticket sales as well.
Exactly. I am going to put up for you on my phone. I'm just going to put it like this. I'm not sure if it's being seen, but we have a Ben Vincenti that sent a wave, so I just want to
Okay.
wave back and
Yes.
say hi, Ben, while we're live. I do think we've covered quite a few of the questions. I've missed another comment from Rene. I'm sorry, so I'm going to put it up. In our case, it is 23 foreign bands, which means over 130 artists. So logistics-wise, it's already a nightmare. Not to mention the festival has already been moved from last April to next April, if it will happen.
No, I mean I feel for Rene, but yeah, Rene needs to. We're all in the same boat. I'm telling
Yeah,
you, we cancelled 200 events. We moved 200 events, which is
yeah,
no
it's not
joke.
a joke.
It's not a
Not
joke
at all.
at all. But as I'm telling you, he needs to remain optimistic. I'm remaining optimistic, and it's gonna. We're gonna return soon. We're gonna return, and we're obviously gonna have to fight harder and give a better product. Because at the end of the
Yes,
day, when we restart, people are going to expect. Yes, they're going to expect a better product from us in the entertainment sector because the entertainment sector will restart, and will be
yes,
one of the quickest restarts that the industry or the sectors in Malta will do, especially
yes,
for tourism. I mean, even if you look at tourism, the tourism industry as a whole, the one that will recoup quickest will be the youth tourism coming from abroad, the festival tourism. That's going to be the quicker because the people that are over 50 or 60 are going to be the least eager to travel. It's the younger generation that's going to want to travel, and the younger generation is always going to want to go to places that can enjoy themselves and have fun.
yeah. Yeah, same as we saw with a few months ago when we had sort of tried to restart with certain events, and we did have young foreigners coming to Malta, buying tickets to come to start enjoying. I try and enjoy the summer at the end of the day, and get back to a normal routine.
Yes, for sure. The industry. I mean, when we reopened, it restarted immediately. The foreigners started to come in. I mean, there were many issues about the situation of the testing at the airport,
Yeah.
which I think should have happened. The testing should have been a must, and not we do random checks. Because at the end of the day, it was very easy for everyone to put the blame on the nightlife industry, which at the
Yes.
end of the day, when the nightlife industry was open for the first 2, 3, 4 weeks, there were 0 cases. And then the minute the foreigners started to come in, I mean, obviously the government has every intention to open the airport, and God save us if we have to close the airport again. But the least they should have done is, in my opinion, they should have just tested every person that wants to come into the country. End of story. And if you don't want to come to the country without being tested, then I'm sorry, you're not welcome in
Don't
the
come.
country. Don't come.
Very valid, very valid. I also want to mention, and I also want to point out, even for René, that yes, it's been very difficult, and it hasn't been just difficult just in the entertainment industry. For example, here we have Get Hitched, Evently, and Bookya. Get Hitched weddings. I can't even explain the quantity of weddings that suppliers have had to postpone from 2020 to 2021, and are already starting to deal with uncertain couples that are moving again from 2021 to try to push to 2022, or people planning weddings 30, 40, 50,
Yeah.
60,000, and they've postponed them 4, 5, 6 times, postponing from this April to next April. But imagine going back and forward and now being told, listen, if you want to get married, you can do it, but you have to have 6 people on a table, sit down, you can't stand up.
It's very frustrating, but at the end of the day, it's what it is, Albert, and there's no point of being negative about it. We just need
Yeah,
to have a positive mindset and just hope for this vaccine to come out ASAP, because if we're going to stay thinking negatively, it's just going to only get worse. We need to
exactly.
stay positive, and let's hope that next year, the first third of the year, we restart and we get
Exactly.
to normality.
Exactly. I actually, we did have a show on the Get Hitched live wedding chat show. I believe it was the third show that we had done. And we had done it with a couple on their actual wedding date, the day they were supposed to get married. So they had their plan. They were going to get married, then move into their apartment, and then, start enjoying each other, sort of. And they were so positive in this show. I absolutely loved it. They've switched everything around. They've moved in together. They're looking everything positive. It's pointless to say and think about what we've lost. But the only way we're going to survive is by looking forward and imagining the better and the greater things we can create from what situations we are in at the moment.
Yes, 100%.
When I was young, when I was 16 years old, I remember my mother would tell me things and I would never listen to her unless I actually went through something, learned on my own, and came out better out of it.
Very true.
Fortunately. Thank you, Ma. Matthew, we are drawing up to the last two questions I had for you today on the agenda. I wanted to know the way forward now you have with Gianpula Village.
The way forward is basically of how we were in the last 40 years, which is clubbing. We're not going anywhere else but clubbing. When we restart, clubbing is our direction, and that's where we're going to remain. There are going to be some few add-ons, as we said about the camping and all, but those are just add-ons. But primarily, Gianpula is always known for clubbing, and that's where we're going to end up. We're going to keep on with the clubbing direction for sure.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. I'm very happy to hear that. And my last question for you today is, I wanted to see if you have any advice for our viewers, and not just our viewers, people such as René, other business entrepreneurs that are in the same situation with you in the events industry.
It's not easy to stay positive. I agree. It's very, very hard. And the biggest issue is obviously a lot of people don't know when there's going to be the end to all of this, and if there's going to be an end. But I'm convinced that the vaccine hopefully is going to soon come out, and people start getting back to their normal routines and normal socializing, because human nature, you can't physically not socialize. I mean, even, for example, not being able to say hello to someone in a certain way, it's not normal to all of us. Even the wearing of the masks. Yes, I know at the moment, maybe a lot of people might say it's necessary, fair enough, but it's not us for humans. We want to be interacting with people. We want to be going out on the weekends to bars. We want to be going out to nightclubs. We want to be socializing and saying hello and kissing everyone. You know what I mean?
Exactly. At times we crave a physical touch.
It's life,
Yes, we're
Except the
used to
physical.
saying hi and just two kisses on the cheek, and now you have apart that you have a mask barrier, and you're not seeing half a person because you're literally seeing this. And at times you look at people that you know, and you need to take your mask down, say, "Oh, listen, hi, it's me."
Us for people
It's
that are from the Mediterranean, we're very we like to socialize and we like to be very touchy and all.
it's true. It's true. Even I just had a meeting this morning, a simple meeting. We didn't shake hands. For me,
Yes,
starting a meeting without a handshake and ending a meeting without that handshake. Just securing everything that you've just discussed. It's you can't understand it at times. The mind doesn't contemplate it. So I completely agree with you with all the points you've mentioned. Be it from that people want to crave a physical interaction and they want to socialize. People need to get out and drink and have fun, especially the Maltese. They love doing it.
yeah.
We have the teenagers, the 20-year-olds, the 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds. And I do believe this is something that I like about Gianpula, that you're able to create something for every different type of age group because you have the
Yes.
different locations. It's something very good. And it's something that nowadays, perhaps sometimes people over 30 or 40, sometimes are uncomfortable to go to Portugal because it's completely changed. It's not what it was 10, 15 years ago, for example.
Yes, agree. But I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not here to talk about other localities. I'm here to talk about my own locality. I'm here to make my product better, and
Yes,
everyone has to
very
stick
good.
to his own interests.
Very good, very good. No, Matthew, that's a wrap. I mean, thank you very much for answering all my questions and even my odd ones in and out here and there. I don't know if you have any final words for our viewers.
Not at all. I mean, at the end of the day, let's stay positive, and we're hopefully going to return soon.
Amazing, amazing. I look forward to seeing everything that you guys are looking to announce soon, even with this of the camping trip. And I look forward to seeing you guys back open again. Um, Matthew, thank you very, very much. I am going to wave you goodbye, and I look forward to see you soon.
Thank you. Bye
See
bye.
you. Bye bye. There you have it, guys. This was episode 23 of the Eventi Live Chat Show. We had an interesting discussion with Matthew De Giorgio, who's the managing director at Gianpula Village, who are in a difficult situation, just like everyone else in the entertainment and events industry. All I can say is we can just keep strong, get the help from other people, advice, learn new things, be positive, and we'll get out of it even better than what we were. I hope everyone enjoyed the show and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Thank you very much. See you. Bye.